Heroes and villains are made in the media, and court trials have a way of dividing America. They serve as entertainment as the public roots for or against defendants. Controversial cases always make for controversial verdicts, and we've seen many in the last 20 years. Here's a list of the top 5 most controversial court verdicts of all time. Since court trials have become spectacles for the American public, just be sure to click subscribe on our channel. At number 5. Casey Anthony. Casey Anthony was accused of killing her 2-year-old daughter in Orlando, Florida. The trial had lasted for 6 weeks and attracted a ton of media attention. Anthony would later be found not guilty of murdering her daughter due to reasonable doubt. At number 4. Sean Bell trial. After Sean Bell was killed outside of a club in Queens, New York, 3 officers were later charged of shooting into a vehicle full of unarmed men, which consisted of 50 shots. The policemen chose to have the verdicts chosen by a judge and a jury and were found not guilty of all charges. At number 3. O.J. Simpson. He was charged with killing his wife Nicole Brown and her friend Ron Goldman outside his house in Brentwood, California. Also, many called this as trial of the century. O.J. would be found not guilty of murder, and the reaction to the verdict would cause racial tension. At number 2. Rodney King. In 1991, a bystander recorded several police officers brutally beating Rodney King. Sergeant Stacy Coon and officers Lawrence Powell, Timothy Wind, Theodore Brisino, and Rolando Solano were charged with using excessive force. The trial was transferred from Los Angeles to the mostly white and conservative Simi Valley, where they were found not guilty despite the video evidence. At number 1. Grant verdict. On New Year's Eve 2009, Bay Area Transit Officer Johannes Metzel was recorded killing unarmed Oscar Grant. Metzel would be found not guilty of both second-degree murder and voluntary manslaughter charges, but found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. He wound up being sentenced to 2 years in prison, but only served 1, and was recently released to much anger from many across the country.